Sharing their journey from high school until now, Mikiela and Kevoy Campbell. Welcome to Smile Jamaica. It is good to have you both.
Thank you,
Hi,
thank you.
Mikiela, I know, so we don't must catch up somehow, somewhere.
I said it to myself. I said, boy, I still end up finding you.
I know. I've been talking to Mikiela like intermittently over the last couple of months about her business, because she launched a business called Mathways and it's been growing amazingly well. But when I was reading this story and I saw the story, I was like, wait a minute, isn't this Mikiela? So nice to meet you finally. And good to meet you, Kevoy, as well. Your shirts are very nice. It shows me clearly that God is in the center of your marriage. So you guys know each other from high school.
Yeah.
So Kevoy, you knew as a 16-year-old, looking on at this 14-year-old, that this was a woman that you would come to love and marry?
Yep.
No.
I knew from the very beginning, to be honest.
You did not know. How did you know?
So pretty much when I saw her, the first time I saw her, she went for a best dress competition. And when I saw her, I was blown away.
Oh,
and I said, no man, this is she. She is it.
This is the one whom my heart loves. This was at Immaculate, right? At a fair. You're an Immaculate, Mikiela?
Yes, I
am. So the relationship obviously would have done that puppy love thing. And then, Mikiela, when you were having exams, your mom was like, cut this off, right?
Yes.
And so you guys broke up, but you still maintained a friendship, is that correct?
Right.
Okay, so tell me what happened after that, Mikiela.
Yes, so after, mommy said that, it's CXC time, because Kevoy ended up doing his CXCs before me, he did well and everything, so we partied for a little while. However, even looking back yesterday, we were by mommy's house, and I realized that he was in my sweet 16 pictures, cutting the cake with me. And I said, but we weren't together at this time. Why was I cutting the cake with you still? And, his mommy was at my graduation. Even after that, I can just always remember us being connected in some way because, he was very close to my mommy and I was very close to his family. I guess we just always kept that connection. And then maybe 2.5 years ago, thereabout, yes, we decided that, we were going to try again, just because I think we were both at a stage in our life where we were more mature. I mean, to be honest, I gave him a little bit of a hard time.
Yeah, she did.
But that's because, Simone, in the time that we were apart for that, almost 9-10 year period, Kevoy always, he came back and then he disappeared and then he came back and he disappeared. He now explains to me that was his strategy so that I would not forget him.
Okay,
and clearly it worked. So then 2.5 years ago, we decided that we were going to try again.
And when you guys got together, I mean, Kevoy, you say you were a broken man. Mikiela too had gone through her emotional trauma and issues, and so you guys kind of helped each other to come back to some semblance of yourselves.
Yes,
that must have been the time when you solidified your relationship.
Yeah, that was a big part of it. She was just so patient with me, and because she poured into me so much, I was able to pour back into her. And I think that was just showed me like, yo, this is it. This is who I want to be with for the rest of my life.
Yeah. And so Bali, who's going to tell me about Bali?
So it has been our dream destination. And to be honest, we did it on a whim. We said, we want to go on vacation. Yeah. And she said, let's go to Bali. I was like, all right, let's do it. And we just decided to do it. And we planned it like it was a year in advance. And then when we got there, I said, I have to do this because they're a dream destination. And I know I want her to be my wife. So why not? It's a win-win situation.
That was January of 2020.
Yes.
Mikiela, tell me how it went down. How did the proposal go down?
We were there. To be honest, a lot of persons always ask me if I suspected But I actually didn't, because we had spoken about it, and I was saying to him, because we were still on a healing journey and our process, and I was saying to him, Kevoy, you don't have to rush, it's okay, I'm not going anywhere, all of that. And then, so when we spoke about it as well, he told me that was his strategy. He's full of strategy, isn't he? He said that was his distraction.
Is he a navigational officer or is he a strategist? Sarah, what is your real work? I'm not sure.
I don't know at this point. But we went, and I think Kevoy did exactly what was fitting of my personality. So it was at the Airbnb. He had them set up, the room, and he put little notes, literally talking about our journey from basically high school coming up. We spoke about traumatic experiences, and my experiences, just all about a lot of things I have opened up to him about, and he captured those in little cards. And for me, I'm a very simple person. I love quality time. I love meaningful things. And so for me, yes, the destination was it, but just the thoughtfulness behind it was even more special for me. So yeah, it was actually perfect. And then, Simone, this is where you talk about God's alignment. That same night, because this was, I think, maybe the second day after New Year's, yeah. Right? They randomly had fireworks. So it was like, he got the best of both worlds, because right after he did it, we look outside and there are fireworks. So I was like, you paid them for that?
He just didn't tell you. He planned it.
Of course.
Kevoy, remember? You planned it.
Of course.
And you guys got married the same year, right?
Yeah.
So tell me what wedded life, wedded bliss has it been, or wedded bliss? What has that journey been like since marriage? Because a lot of people think about marriage, they don't think about all the ramifications. You go in with one idea, and when you get into it, you're like, ooh, it's a little different. What's it been like for you both?
I guess I can go first. So for me, it has been like exponential growth. And I say exponential, maybe it's the math in me, just to say, guys, it's not a 1 + 1 growth. It's going so fast. I think God is, and it's so important that God is in the midst of our marriage. And I feel like, even starting of January, we went on fasting, and that in itself, you think somebody, and you realize there's even so much more to learn. And I'm telling you, Kevoy and I are very close. When you talk about being best friends, that is literally us. And I didn't think there was anything else I could learn about Kevoy. And I realized there were still more layers to uncover. And I feel like what God has shown us is that, yes, marriage is going to be hard. And as you rightfully said, thinking to Valentine's Day yesterday, I think we romanticize marriage and love in a way that is a little bit unrealistic. And I made a tweet yesterday to say, despite people's flaws, you should still love them. But that doesn't mean you should love people beyond like red flags, and not to love them beyond things that do not serve you. And so, for me, I just feel like we have been growing in terms of learning about each other, learning about, what the future will look like for us as we grow spiritually. We're both entrepreneurs. That has probably been the most interesting twist to our marriage so far. So where he is, we like to not say that we have separate companies. Right, because we're getting into the mindset of, having family businesses. So we both own Mathways and we both own CNG Trends, because he's a lover of fashion. Hence the fashion had caught him, back in high school.
I see.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think for us, it has just been a learning experience with, I wouldn't say any bad, but just, just continuing to grow and learn. I'm not sure if you want to add anything.
For me, the most important thing I've learned was being open. It's very important to be open and transparent with your partner, because then when you don't do that, it's unfair for them to not love you to the best of their ability, because they really don't know who the person is in front of them. So you should be open and transparent.
Yeah, I think it's really beneficial to you both that you were friends for such a long time.